What it do, gang? We back, we back, we back. You see, we finna get into ghost stories and creepy clips. Alright? I done pulled some of my favorite ones from TikTok, and I'm bringing it over here so y'all can watch them with me. You feel me? So, welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, hit that like button, subscribe. Whenever you feel like, comment too. You feel me? But let's not take no more time. Let's get into the first video. Let's go.
David.
Take the shovel.
The fuck?
Bro, you're not sleeping there. I'm not sleeping there.
Yay!
Did she just... She done killed David.
I'm getting the fuck out of there. You hear me? I'm gone.
Bro.
Bro, I would have been gone. I mean, I'm talking about I'm out of there. Out of there. There's no way. But anyway, that was from Short Horror 123 on TikTok. Make sure y'all go follow them. We about to get into the next video. Let's go.
This is 100%
Oh, hold on. Let me take this one off. There we go.
true story that happened to a woman in Madison, Wisconsin.
Well, tell me about
Now,
it, bro.
there was this woman named Sherry who moved into this house with her 2 children in Madison, Wisconsin. Now, she said, at the time, she didn't believe in anything supernatural. She really thought that was a bunch of nonsense. But she said, right away when they moved in, she would notice, out of the corner of her eye, sometimes shadows moving across the walls. She would hear strange noises that she couldn't explain. But she said for the most part, it was just a normal house. One night, she's upstairs in her bedroom, and she's folding laundry. She hears talking coming from her son's room. So she makes her way over to his room. The door's closed, and she hears her son having a full-on conversation with someone.
With who?
And she's like, who is he talking to, at 12:30 at night? So she opens the door, and when she looks in his room, he is not in his bed. So calling for him. She looks down and sees him next to the side of his bed, on his knees, crouched down, with his head under the bed, talking to someone. And she's like, hey, who are you talking to? Like, who's under there? And her son's like, I can't tell you. And she said, what do you mean you can't tell me? Like, who's under the bed? And he's like, I can't say. He'll get mad. And she's like, what? Who's under there? So she runs over to the bed, and she looks underneath there. It's empty. There's nothing under there. So she's like, you know what? Just get back in bed. Like, just stop, doing whatever you're doing. Several weeks pass, and on a regular basis, she keeps finding her son talking to someone under the bed, except there's no one there. So after a few weeks of this happening, she thinks maybe something is wrong with her son. So she takes him to this child therapist. The therapist like assesses him and says, he seems completely fine. It's probably just his imagination. So several months pass and he keeps
They
on doing
would say
this.
that shit.
Well, one day she's sitting down in the living room with him and they're talking when she notices he has some scratches and bruises like all over his body. And she's like, "Where did you get those scratches and bruises from? Like, what's going on?" And he's like, "I can't tell you." And she's like, "Yes, you have to tell me, like, what is going on with you?"
Most definitely
And
got to tell me.
finally he breaks down and he starts crying and stuff. And he just starts freaking out. And then he runs up to his room. So the mom, at this time is like, I don't know what to do. Like, what is going on with my son? Like, she's just panicking. Later that night, she's awoken to her son screaming in his bedroom. She runs as fast as she can. She goes in his room. She finds him halfway underneath the bed. He's grabbing onto the bed frame, and it looks like something is pulling him under the bed. So she immediately grabs him, pulls him out from under the bed. She looks under there. There's no one there. So she's like, "You know what? This is weird. Like, you're sleeping with me tonight. You're going to be in bed with me tonight." So they go back to her bedroom. He lays down. He falls asleep. She's sitting in bed. She can't sleep. She's like freaked out about this whole situation. When all of a sudden she hears, "Shh, hey, come under the bed." And she's like,
No.
"What?" She looks over. Her son is sleeping.
No.
But then once again she hears, "Hey, come here, under the bed. I need to talk." It's like a man's voice. And she's like, no, who are you? Like, go away. And the man's like, "Come on, kid, under the bed. I need to tell you something." And like, she's like, "No, I'm not going under the bed." And she said this man, whoever he was, just started yelling obscenities and getting really angry. So she grabs her son. They get out of the house. And she said she left that night and never went back. And still to this day, that house sits there. And she said she's talked to the neighbors. And they said since she's moved, like several families have lived there and they move out immediately.
Well, that would tell me that it's the house. It's the house. You feel me? First sign of your child acting that weird, and he ain't never done that before. Come on now. You got to know that that's the crib, man. That's the crib, man. Alright, what else we on?
Poppy,
Let's get it.
you were just stood there at the bottom of the stairs, weren't you? Yeah? And you were looking up the stairs
I like her
into the
pants.
dark.
Those are cool.
And when you looked up there, yeah, you waved to somebody like that and you blew a kiss to them, didn't you? Yeah?
Yeah.
So, can you come here a minute?
Yeah.
Can you tell Mummy who you were waving to?
No,
Why?
because I don't know who it is.
Okay, well, what did they look like?
No, I have nothing.
Why won't you tell Mummy who it was?
That's troubling.
I don't know.
Please tell me.
But it's nobody.
But you did wave
I
to
love their
somebody, didn't you?
accent.
I'm going to see who
It's somebody.
it's there.
You need to
No,
tell
don't
me,
go
baby.
up. Just tell Mummy who it was.
But I just want to go and see her upstairs. Again.
It was a girl.
Yeah.
And what did they look like?
It looks like me. It just looks like me.
Was she young?
Doppelganger?
Yeah.
Is she your friend?
No,
She's not your friend now.
no,
Is she not very nice?
no.
Oh my god.
Is she mean?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Does she say mean things to you?
Yeah.
Where have you seen her before?
Not nowhere.
So you've only seen her at the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
Oh dear god, we're
Yeah.
moving.
When you wave at her
I'm with you, bro.
and blow her a kiss,
We
does
moving.
she wave back and blow kisses back?
No.
No.
What does she do when
What
you
does
blow
she
kiss?
do?
She just bites me.
Are you sure that's not Apple?
What?
No.
Not gonna lie, these are I thought maybe she like didn't really understand the questions and she was just saying like no, 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 no. But she said yes a few times, so it does show that she was trying to understand what the parent was asking her. Young kid, mean, bites her.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
she
wild.
know better.
But yet she still wanted to like take her mom up there. I don't know, like she's not fearful of it. But why would she be blowing a kiss to a young girl who bites her? I don't know, but like when you have a kid this age, that's a lot. One, that's incredibly effed up for a parent. If they were to kind of like fabricate this thing, that is just like sickening to me. So I don't think that's the case here. I think that this is like a genuine conversation.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I don't think she fabricating it. It seems organic. It seems real. You could tell by the child's comments and how she's acting to it. And the way she acting to it tells me we need to leave or we need a priest. We need to get somebody in here to get that up out of here. You feel me? But that was Westbingston. You see it right there. Make sure you go follow him. Oh, and that second video was from True Crime Talk 007. I got to give everybody their props. You know what I'm saying? So we done with that one. Let's move on to the next one, guys.
This is not a real patient. This is a ghost. So let's take a look at some creepy footage of ghost patients caught on camera. So for this first video, obviously it looks like someone is laying there and then having like a hard time. They're sitting up and then slamming their body back down. It would seem normal, except the fact that this was taken at an abandoned hospital with no patients. So this is not a real human. Next we have this video, which appears to be a ghost patient wandering around the hallways. Security at the hospital noticed this little white streak and decided to go investigate. There was no one there. Now, it's truly sad, but I believe this happens because there's a lot of people that pass away at hospitals. And if they can't move on, then their souls are trapped in the hospitals where they lost their lives. It's quite sad when you think of it that way, but again, it still is pretty scary.
Nah, she's right. That is pretty scary. And I've always heard, as a person that watch a lot of ghost shows and stuff like that, spirits can get trapped in those four walls, Especially depending on the type of building and what it's made out of. All that good shit, you know what I'm saying? Let's move on to number 5. Nah, that baby's not doing that. Y'all see this? Mama, pay attention. Look at this. She ain't paying no attention. Hell no. Trying to go. Nah, that's crazy as hell right there. Shout out to Nikki Viana for that clip. That's crazy. Hope that was real, because that's deep. Alright. Number 6.
This is easily one of the weirdest videos I've ever seen. Check out this guy talking to no one.
I've seen this one before.
Dispatch to 329.
329, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Who are you talking to?
Talking to elderly lady as walking by the door, and she said she's looking for Mr. Griffin. Her name is Miss Abigail.
Did you say Miss Abigail?
Yes, ma'am. She says she wants to see Mr. Griffin, and I told her that the canvas is closed, that she should come tomorrow morning, and she might see Mr. Griffin.
Are you sure you're saying Miss Abigail? Like, she's been passed on for 2 years now.
Come again with that, please?
Miss Abigail is she died 2 years ago.
She gone, bro.
You mean you can't see the person I'm talking to?
No, there's nobody in front of you at all.
He got the hell on. See, that's real right there. That's from the Pyramid Experiments on TikTok. I like that video though, but it had no idea.
Now, what the? Oh!
Ah, my boy.
Oh! Did this man just grab a ghost body?
If you need somebody to fight your ghost, right, that's your boy right here.
Yeah? Oh! This is different. He ain't playing. Now see right here, this right here is gangster ghosting. He get this called gangster ghosting right here. He ain't playing. Come here.
Gangster ghosting. I like that.
Hey, this is new ghost hunting right here. Look at this. Oh man. Hey, all ghost hunters ain't the same. You hear me? Oh man.
This man really done grabbed the ghost by the hair and ain't let go yet. He won't turn him loose. Turn him loose. Look at him. That's a crazy motherfucker right there. What that video was. 28 Media Network LLC is where that comes from on TikTok. Check them out.
At around 10 p.m., two sisters return home to pick up something that one of them needs.
Hurry up.
According to Pink Nemesis, who sent me this video, her little sister needed to pack some clothes for a sleepover that she was running late to. But just moments before coming inside, they noticed something rather unusual on the sidewalk across from their house. Apparently, they had found a shopping cart filled with creepy-looking dolls. Curious, they check out the cart for a quick minute before immediately rushing to the house to get what they came for. But during this footage, which was caught on their doorbell camera, they record something completely unexpected. This is what they caught.
We just need to go and get your son. Alright. Shut up. Hurry up.
Who leave the door open though? Why y'all leave the door open? That was so stupid.
I don't go to your house and mess with your shit. So don't mess with mine.
Hell no. They low-key deserve whatever they got too, leaving that damn door open like that. That was so stupid.
As it seems, the shopping cart they were checking out earlier belonged to this lady. For this reason, she walks in and yells at them for touching her stuff, some of which are pretty creepy. But there's something else in this footage that's just as unsettling, and it happens during the time she's inside. On the hallway floor, a black, shadow-like figure darts across. It's hard to make out what this is since it moves quickly, but whatever it might have been, it seems to have no distinct outline. It just seems to be a black mass of something. However, it appears not once, but twice on this property. On the second time it appears, it's seen running across the front yard. Now Pink says that she has seen this figure before outside her home on multiple occasions at night. She initially thought it was just a black cat scurrying away. Given that she often leaves out food for stray cats, she was thinking this was just one of them. But seeing this footage, perhaps something else was captured. Now she has yet to share this footage elsewhere, but until then, she has no explanation for what was caught. As with all videos, I'll let you come up with your own conclusions. Just what exactly was caught on camera?
I don't know what that was. Maybe a demon dog. Goddamn, that's what it was. A demon dog. Let's move on. Number 9. We got about 2 more left, gang. Let's do it. Hit that like button if you in here. Okay? And make sure you are subscribed.
They were on a video call. When they saw this, 2 friends were on a video call when suddenly this man sees something that left them completely terrified.
¿Sí? Yo vi... No, yo vi que la puerta que está enfrente suyo se movió.
Esa de ahí, nada, ya.
Te juro que vi que esa puerta se movió.
Mira, lo estaba mirando.
No, chicos, no. Yo lo vi con mis propios ojos. Yo vi que esa puerta de manera lenta se abrió y luego se cerró bruscamente, chicos.
No, intenta meter miedo,
No les estoy mintiendo ni por mucho menos, por favor. Yo le juro que por mis ojos, por lo que más tengo, miré que esa puerta se movió.
De veces es imposible, no hay nada. Así que, y mi gato está abajo, es imposible que se mueva nada. Y estaba mirando, literalmente se ha quedado pillado. ¿Qué le pasa?
Atrás suyo hay alguien.
¿Cómo que atrás? ¡Me cago en la puta!
Just a few seconds after checking the room and finding no one, the door opens itself as a shadow figure can be seen looking at them.
Yeah, that's creepy. That's creepy. Number 10, gang. Let's go. Let's get some stories. You know what I'm saying?
My first time visiting New Orleans almost ruined every chance of me ever coming back. Let me explain. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, let me know that she was going on a business trip to New Orleans, and she said, "Well, technically, like if you just take off some time and book a flight, you can just come with me. The company already paid for the room." So we was just thinking, okay, we got us a little vacation book. We really didn't do a whole lot of research on the city. All she knew is she wanted to go see the Garden District and she wanted to get a hand grenade. So when we got to the city, we going down Canal Street, we going down Bourbon and all of that. We visiting just the normal tourist places. We went to the casino, racked up. We hit a couple bars on Bourbon. She had her a hand grenade, I had me one. And if you have ever had a hand grenade, you know it gets you right. So it hadn't got late at night and we were both feeling a little buzzed, but you know, not too spaced out. But we were getting close to the end of our trip, so she said, okay, I want to take this night and I want to go visit the Garden District before we go home. So we started asking people around the city, like, how do we get to the Garden District? We just trying to get there tonight before we have to go home. They told us, okay, you can't take one of the rail cars because we had been taking the rail cars the whole time we was there. But they said, for this, you got to get on one of the buses and you got to take this bus. Then they're going to take you to the Garden District and you just get off on the right bus stop. I am not ashamed to say I had never really used public transportation up to that point. But if you have never used public transportation before, it is confusing and you have to be an adult and know which stop to get off on.
Yeah, I remember my first time getting on public transportation. I forgot to stop the bus. I actually fell asleep. Had to run that bitch all the way back around. It was terrible.
Because ain't nobody finna tell you, okay, this is your stop. So we got off on the wrong bus stop. They just dropped us off in the middle of a neighborhood. It was folks standing around smoking. So I looked on my phone to see when the next bus was gonna come, and I was like, oh, okay, we got about a good 30 minutes before the next bus comes. So we just took the time. It wasn't like the neighborhood was bad, so we just walked around the neighborhood that we were in and said, we just gonna walk a little bit because it's sketchy people hanging around here, but then we're gonna come back before the bus gets here. So we walk down the street a little ways and we make a left, and there's some big, beautiful houses out there. But on the other side of the road, there was just this long wall, and I'm asking myself, like, I wonder what this long wall is. I would eventually find out that it's the cemetery just in the middle of the neighborhood, just the cemetery, which people who live in New Orleans and anybody who visits know that's not something that's abnormal for them. So we just like, oh, okay, bet. It's the cemetery. Okay, we'll just leave the cemetery alone, let it have its space, and we're going to walk on this side of the road. But apparently the cemetery did not agree with this statement, so it sent somebody to, keep an eye on us. Because as we were walking down the sidewalk, minding our business, we just hear footsteps. So I quickly turn around and see, who was following us. Ain't nobody there. So we speed up a little ways because we don't know. We think maybe they just trying to hide, but they just trying to sneak up on us. Maybe it's one of the sketchy guys that was at the bus stop. So we walking down a little bit more. We still hear the footsteps pick up. Turn around again. Nobody is there. At this point, we have to make a conscious decision, do we keep walking deeper into this neighborhood, or do we turn around now and go back to the bus stop and just wait? We decided, okay, we're going to go back to the bus stop and we're going to wait. But to do that, we had to walk past the footsteps. So we are walking past these footsteps. I got my camera light on. She got her phone light on. And we just checking behind trees and checking behind buildings and everything, trying to see, is there somebody who's just hiding? We ain't find nobody. And thank God we made it back to the bus stop. We hopped back on the bus and we found out that we were, in fact, not in the Garden District. So if you ever decide to visit New Orleans, please be careful, especially around those cemeteries. Make sure you have a map of the city. If there's anywhere you want to go, make sure you know where you're going before you get there. Either way, I love you, New Orleans. I still continue to visit y'all, even though last time we went, somebody tried to put a curse on my baby. But never mind that. I love y'all. The food is delicious.
See, I hope he did a story time for that too, because I need to know what you talking about there, sir. But that's a Bible study meet. Bible, not Bible. Bible with a V. Alright, let's see. We got one more? We got one more, gang. Let's get it.
Don't say I didn't warn you. If you're planning a trip to the Smoky Mountains and you're going to stay in a cabin,
don't tell me no bullshit, because that's one of my favorite places to go. Please don't tell me no bullshit.
You probably won't after you hear this story. If you've ever wondered what true terror feels like, I'm getting ready to tell you. This story was submitted by one of my followers, and it literally gave me chills while reading it. This video will be longer because I want to share this lady's story, and you want to watch it till the end because you may end up booking a hotel instead of a cabin.
The Supernatural Sleuth, y'all. Follow them too. Let's go.
Hear about this. February of 2021, this lady and her boyfriend decided to book a cabin in Gatlinburg just to have a nice getaway. On the day of, they're on their way to this cabin, and she said they were about 30 minutes out when they received a phone call from the rental company telling them that they didn't get the cabin that they originally booked. There was some plumbing issues or some kind of maintenance problem, so they actually got them a different cabin. They were unfamiliar of its location or the amenities or what it looked like, but they were already almost there, so they just went with it. She said upon their arrival, when they pulled into this cabin, they hadn't even got out of the car. She said she just felt a eerie feeling, just uneasiness, just pulling up in the driveway. Something just felt off, that's the way she described it. But they get out of the car and walk up to the door to put the code in. It wouldn't work. So they called the rental company again. They gave them another code. It didn't work. This happens 2 or 3 times, and the last time the lady at the rental company, she just stayed on the phone with them, and she said this is very strange, that these codes aren't working. But the last one finally did allow access, and they went into the cabin. Upon entering the cabin, there was a bedroom just off the side of the entrance of the cabin, and they walk in to check it out. Keep in mind, they hadn't seen pictures of this place. They didn't know the layout, anything. So they immediately walk in this first bedroom, but they didn't stay long. She described this feeling of just heaviness. Her and her boyfriend both felt this heavy, uneasy feeling.
They should have never got no cabin. You didn't even get to look at or nothing. That's crazy.
To explore the cabin.
Would have been a hotel shop.
The living room area was downstairs, but they go on up to the second level. And she said there was this weird sitting area that had like a couch, a TV stand, but no TV. But they did find another bedroom, and she said it did feel much better in there. The rest of that day, they just, get unpacked and they get settled in, and everything goes according to plan. No issues at all. They enjoy the rest of their day, and at some point they just go to bed. No problems. The second night would prove to be much different. It's later in the evening, and she said that she needed to do some training for work on her iPad, so she went downstairs while her boyfriend remained upstairs watching a football game on TV. The whole time she was on her iPad, she could just feel eyes on her. It felt like she was just being watched continuously. She also explained the feeling of if you're just like sitting in a room looking down and you can feel the presence of someone else enter the room, but no one's there. That's what she just felt over and over. She ultimately just dismissed this. It was a new place, a new environment. She wasn't familiar with it, so it was just a little off. She decided to take a break from her work, and she found the guest book, and she started flipping through it. The weird thing she noticed at first, that there had been several pages that had been ripped out and removed from this guest book. But she just kept scrolling through until she found at least 4 different guests who had left reviews that this place was crazy haunted. Some of the things she read described just hearing weird noises throughout the cabin at night, things that just sounded unnatural. What sounded like a kid rolling or throwing a ball down the steps. The downstairs bedroom door would open and close by itself. And this did freak her out, but she said it did make her feel a little bit better because it validated the feelings that she had been having since they arrived. So after reading all these spooky stories, she just closed the book and decided she didn't want to be down there anymore, so she just made her way upstairs to her boyfriend and just hung out with him the rest of the evening. He was still watching football games. She didn't mention anything to him, but they just enjoyed each other's company and made the most of the night. They eventually went to bed and went to sleep like normal without any issues. That is until she said it was sometime between 12 a.m., midnight, and 1 o'clock that she was woken up by a loud bang, and her boyfriend appeared to be fighting something in his sleep. This obviously scared her because again, it appeared like he was fighting for his life in his sleep. But during this struggle, his hand or his fist actually slung over and hit the nightstand and made a loud bang, and simultaneously he woke up and the power in the entire cabin went off. Awake, just laying in bed in pure terror. They are in pure fear because the downstairs in the kitchen area, she said you can hear people, what sounded like people, but it wasn't anyone else. You could hear things moving around just downstairs everywhere. And if that wasn't bad enough, the balcony that was adjacent to their bedroom, it joined their bedroom, which, keep in mind, is on the 2nd level. It's very high off the ground. They kept hearing loud noises out on the balcony, knowing it's impossible that no one could be up there. You have to keep in mind also, she hadn't shared with her boyfriend what she had read in the guest book a few hours prior, but this was now deep in her mind, this haunted experience that other people were sharing, and now they're living through this and they are in absolute fear. She said they literally laid there in complete silence because they were too scared to talk. They laid there all night until sunrise. When the sun finally came up, they got up and packed their bags. She did take time before they actually left to.
That's some shit I do. I'm not moving, bro. I'm not moving to that next morning. You know what I'm saying? Unless I got everybody with me, then we can all get up out of here at nighttime. We can go together. But I'm not doing nothing by myself or just with one person.
Go to the guest
book. Not doing it.
And she wrote her encounter of what happened and also stated this place was crazy haunted, and they headed off the mountain. Once they were off the mountain and they both could breathe a little bit, a sigh of relief, she then shared with her boyfriend what she had read in the guest book the night before about all these other encounters people had had with paranormal activity. To her surprise, after she told him this, he said that night also, while she was still downstairs and he was up watching a football game, that he had the same feeling she did. He felt like someone was in there with him and eyes were just locked in on him the whole time. The reason he was fighting in his sleep, he said that he was dreaming that they were in bed together like they actually were. She said that he said there was a huge man standing over top of him in a flannel shirt and overalls, and and he had his hands wrapped around his neck, and he was fighting for his life. That's why he threw his fist over and hit the nightstand. They both vowed at that moment they would never return to the mountains again to spend a night. If you guys have experienced anything like this, let me know in the comments. This cabin is also still available for rent, by the way, if you're interested. You guys have a great day. God bless.
Hey, first of all, you're going to have to tell us what cabin this is so I know not to go there. I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather watch it on video. I'm good with that. But yeah, gang, that's it for the night, y'all. Just a short little stream tonight. That is it. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And we're going to be back with another one later. You feel me? Jaduski. She wide them hips. You got my attention, baby. How long can you keep it? She look back and throw that ass and ride it like a demon. Yeah, and I love that shit. Keep on doing that thing that you're doing right there, baby girl. I'ma flood that wrist. To make it so bad, so they fucking thick. And I just can't stop from touching it. Making me think about a Usher song. About to make love in the club and shit, yeah. Let me hype you up, little mama, don't you mind me. I just be really going in like a IV. I got you stuck here by my side like a Siamese. Got you folded like Kehlani. Oh, baby, girl, what it do? Can you, what, talk to you for a minute? Don't you snooze? Ain't no secret, I want you, baby, girl, what it do? Can you, what, talk to you for a minute? Don't you snooze? Ain't no secret, I want you. It ain't a secret, I keep it 100. You stay on my mind, I shook all your money. She feeling the vibe, and that's what I wanted. I'm holding her down like she was a bunny. I hit to the ground, ain't got niggas running. I'm taking her down, it sound like I'm drumming. You gotta know how to make the right moves, and that's what I do when I'm in a function. I'm fucking it up, though. I stay in my lane, but I feel like T-Pain. I'm falling in love, though. No, that's how love go. I mean, you can hit me, but why hit me in this club, though? Let me stop acting like I'm just not about that action. Cause that wagon that you backing gon' turn this boy to a daddy. Automatic, girl, you flashing and doing you is a habit. When that booty get the clapping, you know they don't finish smack it in.